This is Phil Stone, and I am going to go through the basics of how to operate your Twitter accounts. And this is really, there's so much to this. I'm going to go through a rough overview and give you some ideas of how to work Twitter, some of the greatest tools that are out there, and try to show you how to automate your system. So first of all, this is my homepage. I have a number of Twitter accounts. We'll go into that a bit later. But as you can see right here, the way Twitter is set up, on my homepage, I have the username shows that I am following 7,700 people and that there are 7,400 following me. And I can type right in here and put 140 characters in there, and when I hit update, that goes out to all of these followers. Now, of course, not all of them are going to see this. You know, let me show you what happens here. If I just click this real quick, it'll go to my profile. I've got so many things open right now, it's going to take a bit with this. But you see what's happened here. These are some of the tweets that I've sent out. This one went out an hour ago, 2 hours ago, 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago, that kind of thing. So when somebody opens up their account, I'm going to go back to home for a quick minute. And by the way, you see all my numbers here and the tweets that I've sent. When I go back over here to my home page where I can actually send tweets out, well, when I open this up, you notice you only see 6 people. And these are the tweets that I bump into. Now, if I'm wanting to just kind of see who's responding, what's going on, I can scroll down and there will be 21 on this page. So for these people to connect with me, it's almost a little bit like a needle in a haystack. Now, the way to deal with that, of course, is numbers. You know, if I was following 10 people, I would have a very unlikely shot at getting my message in front of them. And take a look at this for a quick second, too. This is his username. This is what his tweet was. And this is the URL that he's trying to send me to. Now, if I want to, I don't know this guy. I can just click on this real quick and see what this guy's situation is. This actually brings me to his profile page. And it looks like he does camera reviews and photography tips. That's the bio area. Important to have something up here. Here's his website. So if I want to click right on that, if he's trying to sell something or promote something, I can click right on that. And here's where he lives. So let me go back. If I go back up here now, these are my keys. So I'll go back up here and I'll hit my home again. And you notice that all of these have changed. This one less than 5 seconds ago. Less than 5 seconds ago. So it rotates very quickly when you go back and forth here. Now, the way you start in your Twitter, you go to settings, and you put in all your account information, set your password. Most of this you're not going to use a whole heck of a lot about, but you get your picture and upload that. Very important to upload a picture that you're going to use consistently. And then design, you can put a different background here. And for a quick moment, you see this, it says twitbacks.com right in the bottom corner. That's where this background was created, where it gives me the ability to write a little bit more about who we are, what we're trying to do. You know, more that people can connect with when they open our Twitter homepage. If you're just getting started, by the way, tremendous way to get started. In the homepage that you set up, when you have 0, 0, and you have no tweets, send out some tweets, and then put a name in here. Like, for example, if I put in John, and I hit search, a bunch of people with the name John will come up. And here's John and these different things. Now, let's say I found something that I thought was of interest at all. Let's try this guy here, what he has to say. And this guy isn't really incredibly interesting, but he does have a number of followers. He's an HR recruiter. So if I wanted to click on his followers, I can click on his followers, and they come up, and I can choose, like, for example, this guy in Atlanta. I can click right here, and I will now be following him. So you can actually start building the number of people. You see these? I'm already following these. But you can click on a number of people in here. Somebody you find that looks interesting. This one from California. This one hasn't done any tweeting, so I'm not going to click on that because chances are I'm not going to get that back. I can click on next and go to the next page and slide down here. There's a guy in Tampa, Florida. I'll be damned. So I can follow Mike. Now, again, if I take this and slide back up to the top here, and I go back to home, I'm going back to my home. Let's go to profile, see if it's a little faster. There we go. So, go to my home again. Yeah, so I'm back here. And again, all these are different. But you see, that's a great way to start. You start when you're at zero by putting a name in here, finding somebody that's interesting, and then clicking on their name, and then clicking on their followers and adding your own as you go. One thing you've got to be aware of, there are a couple of rules here. One of them is, they used to call these updates, now they call them tweets. When I'm building this, I want to try to have at least 50 tweets out by the time I'm following about 1,000 people. And it's really interesting too, because you can follow a lot of people up front and not have any limits. But when you hit the point where you are following 2,000 people, until you pass 1,850 who are following you, you're going to be stuck in the mud. Now, there's a great tool we'll talk about in a minute here. But what I really wanted to make a very clear point of was this is something that if you are not doing it in an automated fashion, it's very unlikely that you're going to be able to drive traffic anywhere. However, if you're doing this aggressively and you have an automated system and potentially multiple Twitter accounts, you can do all kinds of things here. So what does it take to get a Twitter account? Well, all it takes is one email address per account. You pick your username and you tie it to one email address. So if you have multiple email addresses, or if you want to go to Google and register, you can set up multiple Gmail addresses. Each one of those can have a Twitter account tied to it. So you can have lots of things going on. Let's talk about some of the other little pieces that we have here. I'll see if I can get the right one. Twitter home. Let me go to this one. Okay, this is an account that we have with Twitter. It's www.twaitter.com. And what this does, you see, it's the same kind of box, the 140 characters that Twitter uses, but it says, what will you be doing? I can type something in here, and then I can hit tweet. I could send it right away if I wanted to, since I've actually set this up using my same username and password. And by the way, try to do that with all these things so you don't have to have 55 different things to remember. Same username and password per account. So I could just send this right now, and it would be sent out on the account we were just looking at. Now, if I want to wait on it, I can tweet later, and I can set this to be a reoccurring message, and I can do it daily, and I can do it with no end, and I can hit schedule, and it'll go into my schedule. I'll take a look at each one of these is a tweet. This is when it started, and this is when it goes out. And I've got to set out to go out daily. So you can see I've got all kinds of tweets that are all fully automated. So I've got things going out on my account that really could be visible to other people's accounts all the time with this. Very neat program to tie in. And this, by the way, is free. One of the things you'll find out, too, if you do some of these things, some of the stuff that's free doesn't work all of the time. But let's go to another one here. Let's go to Twallow. Now, Twallow, www.twollo.com, is a really neat site, too, because what I can do here is, let's say that I wanted to find somebody that was talking about networking. I can put the word networking right in this box, and I can find maybe up to 500 people that speak English, and I can add this word. And what happens with Twallow, a couple times a day, it will kind of look through everything that's being said on the tweet and the tweets that are going out, and if it finds that word, then it will actually flag that person and automatically follow that person for me. So it's a great way to start building some followers. Real nice tool, twallow.com. Let's go to another one here, and